Doctor reacts to Home Alone injuries? I'm tempted.
Oh, no. Move! It is officially the 30th anniversary of Home Alone. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's actually one of my first movies that I watched on VHS coming to the United States in 1995. Boy, did I just age myself. I'm watching some of the most painful clips from the two movies. I know some other channels have done this years and years ago. Let's give a huge thank you to them for coming up with the idea.
So he's
Injury
diagnosing the injuries in Home Alone?
I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
If you have ever shaved and then put aftershave on, it does burn a bit because there are
Does it
micro
really?
tears of the skin, and when the alcohol seeps in there, it actually causes burning and stinging.
What's the point? What's the point of aftershave? Can you tell me what the point of aftershave is? What is that for? Disinfecting? What do you need to disinfect? You already cut your face. Do you guys use aftershave? Yes. Does it smell good? No. Yes. What does it smell like?
No, God, please.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh! That fell right on his face. You could easily fracture your orbit, which is your the bone surrounding your eye.
I'm
like
telling
imagine
you,
if it
these
hit
men
him
should
dead
be
on into the eye, you
dead.
could lose the eye completely. But what I don't understand here
They
is how
should
it
be
hit him so
dead.
perfectly on the forehead, but then didn't break his nose. Immediately after getting a burn, you don't want to necessarily go and put it into something icy because that can actually exacerbate the burn and make it feel
Really?
worse. So you want to run your burn under room temperature, if anything. The danger of receiving a
make it
burn,
worse?
especially on the hand, is when burns heal, they often form scar tissue that form contractures, which actually lead the hand to be in a flexed position. And when it's in a flexed position like this, it
Whoa.
makes it very difficult for it to be usable. So a lot of occupational therapy, physical therapy needs to be done in order to return the hand to normal. Also important to remember that there's multiple types of burns, from heat, meaning thermal burns, electric burns, chemical burns. There's even ice burns. Like if you hold dry ice onto your hand, that's like minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit or whatever it is, you can burn your hand with the ice. That's why when we recommend icing your knee or your shoulder or something, we always say put it over a piece of fabric so it's not directly on your skin, because then you can actually cause yourself frostbite. Frostbite
Dry
is essentially
ice
a burn.
can burn you? What's the difference?
Oh no! Not only did he have a puncture wound from a nail in his foot, he fell from like the 8th step. If you ever are to get like a nail in your foot, while it's important to get it out after a period of time, you don't want to rush to do it yourself in case that it's hitting an artery and actually putting pressure on that artery and preventing you from bleeding out, because it's very possible, okay, you pull it out and now you just have a ton of blood coming out, and if you're not in a medical setting to address that, that is a problem. And make sure your tetanus is up to date. Oh no! Move! Oh, that's a full thickness 3rd degree burn. The way that we do it in the medical setting to decide how severe someone's burns are outside of the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degree, we also give a percentage of the total body surface area that has been burned, and we use the rule of 9s, and we decide what percentage is burned, how we should adjust,
know.
and we think about fluid replacement. If a large percentage of the body surface area has been burned, that cripples a person's ability to keep their fluids.
I also saw the I saw the 1% part. My eye automatically went to the 1% part. Oh my god. I'm
A lot
telling
of
you,
people
man.
don't realize when you fall on your back,
These men
you
should
really
be
don't
dead.
support your head well, so your head ends up hitting afterwards. Your brain actually suffers trauma onto the side that you got hit, as well as the other side of the brain. It's actually called a counter-coup type of injury, where
What?
the brain slides to the back, hits the back of the skull, but then because you landed and you shake, it actually hits the front of the skull as well, so you have injury on both sides of the brain.
Marv, what are you doing? Marv.
Oh. Oh my God. Not only can he fracture ribs in the sternum, if you hit like the point of maximum impulse from the heart, and you hit it right at the wrong time in the middle of its beat, you can actually stop the heart from beating. This is like a known phenomenon in Little League Baseball. If you hit a grounder and it hits the child in the chest right at that moment, it could actually stop the heart. And that's why...
Wait a minute, that freaks the shit out of me. I didn't even know that was possible. You could stop a heart from beating if you hit them hard enough in the chest? That's scary. I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Well, hello.
He just touched that lady's ass. What the fuck? Oh, got a break.
Brick from the 4th story, whatever that is, to the head, you're not getting up from that. If it hits on an angle especially, that's death. First of all, good aim, but that's death. Oh my God. The second concussion is always worse than the first. When you get your first concussion, your brain gets shaken up, there's inflammatory cells, your brain is very susceptible to getting permanently injured. So right here, the fact that he got 1 concussion and then got hit with another brick, he's getting 6 months of headaches, 6 months of light sensitivity, if not dying immediately. Like, I don't know what.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Dude!
Oh
that
my
kid's a fucking murderer!
There's so much wrong with that. He got shot in the groin with a nail. That's gonna need a urologist. Like, that's gonna need urgent surgery. You need to see if any structures were damaged. You need to put it back together. In the face, there's nerves in the face. You can disrupt nerves. You can lose sensation in the face.
Dude, you can't tell me that that kid didn't want to kill people. That kid's a murderer. He's a psychopath.
Okay. Like, when you hear about people who survive skydiving accidents or falls, it's almost usually because something broke their fall, or they fell onto a hill where it was like an angle, and their momentum
people surviving
carried them, and they didn't just come to a complete
accidents?
stop. My man here...
Is that a thing that happens a lot? Have there been people that fell skydiving? What? And they've survived?
Because your body comes...
Holy crap, what the heck? Dude, that kid was a murderer. I told you he was a murderer. I told you he was a psychopath. But honestly, those dudes are machines. There is just no way. What the heck? I used to know somebody who was in love with their cousin.